Hello, everyone. I've been doing my cleaning. I'm still cleaning. It's tough to do it when you're hurting a lot in your lower back and you're taking care of your dad and your home. However, I've gone through all the cabinets in my house, my cupboards. I've gone through the two china cabinets I have back here. These were my Kmart china cabinets from years and years ago. And right now, getting on the ladder and cleaning the tops of everything that I will have in this cookbook recipe desk I have over here has got to still be cleaned up. Then I will be through as far as the kitchen. But I was going through the books on the recipes and I was looking at some of my favorites of all time. The Tightwad Gazette. Many of you probably have know about this and watched videos on it or have your own copies. I know at our public library we have a book that has all three of them in it. I only have two. I don't know where my second one is. I don't know if I let someone borrow it or not. But my all-time favorite was the first one. The first year I got this, I remember I was homeschooling our sons and money was tight. I think my oldest son was maybe a senior in high school. And some of the items it mentioned that I could do in there for free is I got photo albums and I put their pictures in those that would be theirs, and they could just because they're just their baby pictures and young pictures as they grew up and stuff. Because I still have a lot more. That was one item I did, and I did that for both of them. And I'm trying to remember. I started making quilts. I wanted to make for them with their ball numbers and stuff on it. That's a process I'm gonna start working on next year. I think I'll have more time to do that now because I'm gonna have my house cleaned, and now I'm just gonna upkeep it, and that'll be a blessing for sure. But with the holidays coming up, I actually still have them marked from when I did this. There was a few things back then that I did, and one of them was cafe cappuccino, and you just use your little mason jars, and you would put your cappuccino mix in it, and you'd put ribbon around or however you wanted to decorate it. And that was a wonderful gift to so many. And there was spiced tea, mocha, Swiss mocha, butternut rum coffee, bean soup mix. A lot of these things, the soup mixes I've seen at Walmart that they sell. They used to sell for like $5. I think it's more than that now. But I would rather do my own. And I can't find it. I hid it somewhere. I just ordered and got in the mail from Amazon one of those. It's an sealer. It's an electric sealer. You plug it in, I think. Yeah, you plug it in and it just seals dry goods and stuff in a mason jar. You don't have to run it through the water bath or canning, any kind of can or anything. It's just for dry goods and stuff. So I hid it because my husband didn't know I ordered it. It was on sale for $22, and I'd seen that a lot on TikTok. I saw it on TikTok. This is where I saw it first, and then I saw it in Amazon, and they had it marked down. I was like, I gotta have that. You know how it is. That's one of them things that, in the long run, I think it can save you money because I can seal up noodles and pasta and things I'm fixing to start dehydrating. I was waiting until it got a little cooler, and it's supposed to this week in Louisiana. But the recipe for the cafe, let me see, the Cafe Vienna, if you want like a coffee that nowadays you can buy stuff so cheap with all these pods, but those pods are pretty expensive. This makes a nice little jars. You use 1/2 cup of instant coffee, 2/3 a cup of sugar, 2/3 cup non-fat dry milk, and a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. You're going to stir all those together, and then when they mix it, they'll put 2 teaspoons to 1 cup, and it's of hot water, and it's 35 calories each. So I can make up actually a good bit of that and divide it up amongst the smaller jars, maybe the little jelly jars. And I thought that would make a little gift, wonderful gift. And I've seen the little tags from Homemade Gifts. Actually, I have a whole book one day I bought that had those little recipe tags on it. I've had it for probably 30 years. I save everything, but and I can hang that off there with the ribbon and like a little piece of material on top of it. But they have that, and then they have the bean soup mix, and it tells you how to do it. Your what 1/4 cup white beans, kidney beans, split peas, pinto beans, and barley. Then you'll add your layer of seasonings, which is parsley, dried onions, a bay leaf, and 2 teaspoons of powdered beef broth. There's pumpkin bread recipes in here that these are very simple. I don't know if you have a Tightwad Gazette. You do not. You don't have to buy it. You can just go to your local library. They should have the copy of this. If they don't, then buy it because this one you might want to do. This really I started making years ago. We had a fireplace, and I would get my lint and put it in like paper towel rolls or toilet paper rolls, and I put the lint in it. I'm trying to think of what else. Put lint and newspaper. The newspapers, I didn't buy newspapers. It was just the newspapers they sent in the mail, and you just make a fire starter with that. You put the lint. All that was, I believe that was in here too somewhere. I can't remember where, but this one back then had oven fried potatoes. But then it's your thrift shops. This is like your Christmas fulfillment drama. But the soup mixes are really good, and if it's even cheaper to, when you can buy a bag of bean soup mix in beans. Just put that in a jar with your package of seasonings laying on top of it, and just decorate the jar. I mean, there's so many cute little ideas you could do for people that maybe you don't spend a lot of money on. Some of the homemade presents for kids were bean bags. They'd use scraps of dried beans left over from your unsuccessful venture into vegetarianism, is what she called it. And then you would just sew it with remnants out of your sewing basket. The scrapbook, that was one I did, was the scrapbook. A hobby or rocking horse, a dress-up box, fill it with yard sale finds or items donated by Great Aunt Ethel. So you have a little girl that wouldn't really know the difference. Just make her a dress-up box. Of course, this book was probably published in the 80s, and girls, now they come out with all these little princess outfits, and it may not work the same. I just don't know. It depends on how much you let your children see. You have treasure box, play food, a lady's pocketbook, Play-Doh. There's all kinds of things. Gingerbread cookies, a drawstring bag, an apron with pockets. I mean, this is like a super little book, a large floor pillow for watching TV. I did have a star by that. I had a star by the treasure box and the scrapbook. I think I might have done some of those. They got other gifts too, but these were not. When they're younger, you can get away with different things. When they get older, they want more expensive items. But it tells you many things in here. It tells you how to cut product cost, how to save money, how to darn a sock. I do remember doing that. She recommended putting the sock in a light bulb in the sock and sewing it up that way. And I actually did some. It was that bad. I can remember. And for one thing, saving money, cutting prices has always been kind of a hobby of mine. She's got your breakfast, lunch, and dinners. I actually pulled this out of here and saved it so I could have it to look at. But these are some wonderful books, and I would highly recommend these 2 books with your money-saving ventures. And like I said, a lot of it's a little outdated, but a lot of it's not. Anyway, what are you doing to save money? I know one thing, I'm not filling up shoe boxes for the shoebox Christmas is not really saving money, but that is something we like to do every year because we do still, give to the church, and there's several things that I like to donate to, and that's one of them. But recently I bought this for $3. It was on a Facebook website, and it says she seeks wool and flax and works willingly with her hands. Proverbs 31:13. I really love that. It was smaller than I thought, and I didn't realize I didn't buy the frame. And this was another item she had for $2. She painted this little white church. I do like little white churches. But anyway, I'm going to let you get back to whatever you were doing. And hopefully you got to watch the whole video. I understand I'm not the most exciting YouTuber out there, but I'm a pretty sincere person. And I don't know how to really do a lot of stuff on here. But I'm going to get back to work because I got to get lunch in the oven. And I hope you all have a blessed day. Bye-bye.